이런 간장장 이런 거 좋아하시면
왜 이렇게 잘 살아? 힘들었어요 요즘에?
적배추 너무 맛있어 보여. 맛있겠다.
좀 먹다가
되게 좋은가 봐.
It's your confidence, so convincing. Every time you go, no holds barred, I'm there. And the more I've been, you might break me. Might break me. Your eyes all night under the covers. Your place, my place, it doesn't matter. No one has to know. We'll keep it on the low. Round and round we go. Falling for you, you.
이게 진짜 큰데. 뚜벅이의 느낌이 재밌네.
그러니까. 여기도
Low on the borderline, and you tell me that you're doing fine. Morning color lights up, pulls you right on through the door. So hold onto all that feeds your soul. I know a place where the sun shines every day. So come with me, I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Coloring outside the lines, and you tell me you're just passing by, drowning in your reasons why. Talk is cheap, but we're wasting time. So hold onto all that feeds your soul. I know a place where the sun shines every day. So come with me, I'll take you there. I'll take you there.
사마귀가 엄청나게. 맛있어.
깜빡.
이거 꼭 끄고 가야 돼.
청한데 거의 스파클링 와인 자르듯이.
여기서 날라오는 것 때문에.
Far from all the things I left behind, I hear the call of restless skies, the dreams I couldn't chase, the moments I can face. The streets unfold into the night, and woven dreams escape my sight. The winds hum through the pines, a name that still entwines. The city is asleep, moonlight cut so deep, footsteps dragging slow, in cold air on my skin. It's pulling me back in. It's your confidence, so convincing. Every time you call, no holds barred, I'm there. And the more I've been, you might break me. Keeping you Talk is cheap and we're wasting time.